Welcome to Weather Watchers Worldwide. I am meteorologist Lee Southwick. Who are you?
I'm Lewis. Good to see
Okay.
everybody. I'm bundled up. I've got my street jacket on.
I mean, I got the whole coat on.
Yeah.
It's too cold out there.
It's frigid out there, and everything's relative.
Mhm.
And there are certainly places that are getting worse.
Yeah.
But that's not going to stop me from complaining.
Oh no, that's what we like to do here. We forecast the weather and then we complain about it. That's
Absolutely.
what we like to do.
I mean, we had 80s over the weekend, and then
Which was so beautiful.
brick wall right in the face.
And because it's so cold, that's why I know this is Weather Watchers Worldwide. And you might be like, why aren't we talking about the worldwide weather? Because there's too much to talk about nationally.
Yeah,
we're going to keep it national. So we're going to first start off with the big winter storm system in the Northeast. Because as you said, it could be worse.
And it is a beaut of a storm. You know,
really
when you're just talking about like textbook things that are, you're going to have images of in meteorology classes for the next decade. This is the one. This is it's unbelievable.
And then I know a lot of our viewers are curious about the fire risk and the freezing weather that we have here too. So we are going to cover all of those topics.
And rain, win.
Yes, win.
Win. Maybe.
Win, Chief.
So
we get to blame you if we don't get rain, right?
Kind of talk about that maybe by the end of the week. So.
Okay, so let's start with this graphic just to show you guys the big picture across the country where we are nice and sunny today, but cold. But let's just zoom on into that. What a mess that is, Lou.
Yeah, just epic nor'easter setup there. You got your center of circulation, your low that has almost like doubled the bomb out classification, right? So we talk about 24 millibars of pressure in 24 hours. This has dropped some 40 to 44 millibars in a day's time. That is rapid intensification. We've seen lightning with this, potential tornadic supercells over the ocean side of things. It's just got all of it. Extremely high winds. Oh, and then the feet of snow that's going to be falling with that as well. So, I know we've got reports from all over. I'm getting texts from buddies who live from the Jersey side of things to the Long Island side of things. And feet isn't overselling it. This is a ton of snow that's fallen over an immense population.
It is. And talking about that, you said we're getting reports. Let's toss to it now. So Tate is our web expert in the back. And so Tate, if we could run that package from NBC just to give you all at home a basic overview of what people are experiencing right now in the Northeast.
This morning, tens of millions waking up to whipping winds and blinding snow as a life-threatening nor'easter barrels up the East Coast, burying Philadelphia, New York, and Boston in potentially a foot of snow or worse. Overnight, thunder snow lighting up the sky and impacting visibility, as you can see from EarthCam atop the Statue of Liberty.
We want people off the roads.
At least 7 governors declaring states of emergency, including New Jersey, which had its first blizzard warning for the entire state in 3 decades.
This storm faces more risks than the last one because of the blizzard conditions and the heavy winds.
Powerful wind gusts up to 75 miles an hour causing concerns, including coastal flooding from Maryland to Maine.
There's one out here. We are pitch black.
Widespread power outages made worse by downed trees due to heavy snow and treacherous travel on the roads, causing this tractor trailer in New Jersey to slide off the highway.
Please don't put our first responders in any danger by being out if you don't have to.
And the roads aren't the only travel trouble. With major airports impacted by the storm, travelers facing thousands of delays and cancellations. Schools are closed today across the Northeast, including the nation's largest district in New York City, the mayor delivering the news to a student.
No online school, no remote learning, full classic snow day.
Americans hunkering down as the storm pummels the East Coast.
The wind. The wind on top of it. Woof.
Yeah, that's right. He said full classic snow day. You don't hear about that often, but it's just too much.
Yep.
Take off everything. Don't worry about the remote learning that a lot of kids now have to deal with usually when they would stay home from school, so do the remote learning.
Yep.
Thanks to those COVID times. You
Yeah.
said too that you had saw some reports that were even higher than what they were saying.
So I'm hearing 30 inches Long Island. I got a friend sending me pictures from Jersey where he had 2 feet in his driveway.
Wow.
So that's brutal. And, I know we're hearing from folks all over the Northeast about their impacts. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It really is an amazing amount. So if you're from around here and you were needing to fly up to the Northeast. I mean, anywhere really from Washington, D.C., Philly, New York, Boston, and beyond, for work or just pleasure, it's just not happening.
No. I mean, okay, so speaking of New York, we actually have another package out of New York, just kind of walking around showing that snow.
Nice.
Let's get over to that too and show you guys that quick look deeper into New York City.
Well, this is anticipated to be one of the top 10 worst snowstorms in New York City history as I trudge through what is officially 15 plus inches of snow here in Central Park and counting. And certainly while it is a beautiful scene in this park, it is dangerous out on the roadways. And that is why New York City officials are issuing a rare travel ban to keep people off the roads, to allow those snow plows and emergency vehicles to continue to do their work. That is through noon today. At times we saw snowfall rates in parts of the Northeast 2 to even 3 plus inches an hour. That coupled with the really strong winds, which have also those gusts exceeding 80 miles an hour, have proven cause for concern, and it's why so many officials across the region are urging people to stay home. But I walked over here because I think this is a really telling scene of exactly the intensity of this storm. You look here. You can see just how much snow has piled up. This is a snow bench, believe it or not. I'm also going to walk over here to show you just the weight of the snow. We're talking about a wet, heavy snow, and you can see how it's weighing down on these branches. That proves problematic for power outages because the branches snap onto power lines. It's why hundreds of thousands of people are without power from Virginia to Massachusetts. And some energy providers say it could take days to restore as the snow continues to fall here in New York. I'll send it back to you.
So give me, Lee, your blizzard experience.
The only blizzard experience I have was in New York City, bomb cyclone, early January of 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I was woefully unprepared. I don't have clothes for that.
Yeah.
I did luckily pack my rain boots expecting snow, and yeah, that was a jacket that was way too thin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Went to Macy's to the sales rack, got a new heavy jacket.
Got yourself a jacket.
Coat, a nice coat,
Yeah.
which I have never worn again.
It's been the one and only time.
The one and only time. Yeah. What about you?
As far as blizzard goes, I've been in extremely cold, but as far as being in 50-mile-an-hour winds and snow, it was Washington, D.C. It was February of 2000. I want to say, if I'm going to say 2008, because it was just before I came to Jacksonville. And I was helping out our sister station WUSA
Nice.
there in DC, and they essentially were just like, just be live, and just essentially like that reporter was there, just walk and show things, and woefully unprepared, not in clothes but in walking.
Oh, in through the snow, like trudging.
Yeah,
through
trudging
all that
through
snow.
it. Once it kind of got to almost to knee height, you're just kind of like, walking and talking's tough.
Yeah.
And then that
Absolutely.
base layer of ice that forms, it's not like you're just stepping down into, solid ground. There's, the frozen liquid on the sidewalks that you're walking around. Yeah, that was brutal. Didn't fall. And then,
bummer. I'm
yeah,
just kidding.
true bummer. The hotel I was at was probably 3 blocks from the television station. So but walking
gotta
up there,
walk
it
3
was 3
blocks.
blocks uphill both ways.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
because
brutal.
you're absolutely. Luckily, I've never worked in a blizzard, but I
Yeah.
did. The snow wasn't even actively falling, but I know what you're talking about. Where I just made the dumb, probably Floridian mistake when we were in Colorado. The snow had fallen that morning. It was covering everything. And I was like, I'm going to go for a walk.
Yeah.
And after about 2 blocks, I was like, oh my gosh, never mind.
Brutal.
I am not going
It's
for
not
a walk.
meant for living, so that's why they've canceled schools even in New York. So it happens.
So we're not quite done with New York. I'm
Show
going to
me.
bring in Tate now. So
Tate.
we don't have a camera, but Tate, say hi in the microphone.
Hi.
Hi. This is
It went up
Tate's.
an octave.
Hi. This is Tate's friend. Okay, so Tate, tell us about River. And River is in Brooklyn and was just walking around and taking these photos for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So initially last night, I saw on River's Instagram that he was just literally, and I quote, going on a 5-mile hike, just
5 miles.
cause. And I saw some of the pictures that he posted on his story, and I was like, wow, I wish I was there. Not even gonna lie, gonna be very transparent. I wish I was there.
Tate, have you ever seen snow? Have you ever been in something like this?
So, funnily enough, I have not. I went on my 5th grade Washington, D.C. trip, and I saw ice. I didn't see snow. That was the closest I've got to it. So,
Never seen that. Have you been in Florida your whole life?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to get you, we need to get you some snow. I think
We're going to send him to Waycross with that next snow event. that
next,
we'll
put him in
have.
the protector, take Tate up there. Tate, River is a pretty good photographer.
Yeah, look at these shots too. Look at the bike. I love the bicycle in this photo on the right. Do you see that? Maybe we can go full screen again, Tate.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good shot. That's wild.
Isn't it? And the cars with the windshield,
The windshield wipers up. Yeah.
It does look like a winter wonderland. Now, River makes us look bad because River's going on a 5-mile hike.
Yeah, want to see
And
the
we're
city.
like, I was like, I couldn't make it 2 blocks.
Yeah, wants to see the city and all that snow kind of piling up on the limbs there, and the bike and the benches, the cars. Yeah, this is a historic.
So Tate, this is
nor'easter for
from
sure.
last night, right?
Yes.
So even more now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's.
What's he
more.
doing? So does he have to work, Tate? Is he having to get out? Is he locked in the house? I mean, obviously he's taking a hike, but what's his life like?
That's a great question, honestly.
Okay.
River is up to many things all the time. I'm not sure if he has to go to work right now. Right now he works in a bakery, so I'm not too sure.
Ooh.
Hopefully that bakery's closed because that's like an early morning start.
That's what I'm
usually.
talking about.
As of right now, I'm not too sure because I know there is like a quasi shutdown, not shutdown, but I saw online that Mayor Mamdani was talking about a lot of local businesses kind of and schools kind of closing for the day, like you were mentioning, Lee, about like students being remote. So I know they're kind of trying to limit the amount of people that are out on the streets right now. But to my knowledge, I mean, for looking at these pictures, I hope he's just chilling inside watching some TV. That's the most I could hope because I would not want to be out in this cold right now.
Yeah. Whew. All right. Well, Tate and River, thank you so much for our Weather Watchers worldwide photos. Weather Watchers are worldwide.
Always.
All over the place.
And even if we're just in the USA, that is global. Love it.
And you know, talking about not being able to get out and walk the streets, you can't walk when it's flooding. We actually have video out of Atlantic City, New Jersey, where the surge was coming in.
Oh, yeah.
It was the Northeast, you know, this coastal flooding that happens with these systems. So if we go to that video, it's just video and we can talk over it. Yeah, look at that.
Yikes.
And that's snow mixed in with the surge.
With the surge, so ocean water. So you got saltwater inundation happening here, moving up into the streets there at Atlantic City. So we're getting some Jersey going and brutal.
When saltwater moves in, do you not have to salt the roads?
That's a great question. Something I've never thought about before, but probably.
Mother Nature's salting.
Mother Nature is
the
taking
road.
care of it herself. You get, a little traction with that. Christmas lights still up. Okay.
I mean, it looks pretty. I would bring happiness to whatever this is,
Yeah.
you know, like whatever you're going through.
I remember it was funny, the last snow event a few weeks back that really rocked the Carolinas. I know a guy up there who saw the forecast, knew they were going to get, 10 inches or so of snow, and he's like, I'm putting the Christmas lights back up.
I love that.
Just because we got no snow for Christmas, but for this event, I'm putting them back up just for the pictures. I want to see it. And his house,
so
idyllic,
happy.
it was beautiful. Yeah,
I love that.
So maybe that's what happened here in Jersey. The guy's like, we see this coming. Let me get the lights up real quick.
Get the lights up. Okay. I mean, I like it. You know, also a spot and we'll show you the video in 1 second, but up in Boston, Boston Harbor covered in snow.
Yeah.
Pretty brutal up there with all of that snowfall that they have seen as well. So WBTS sent us a report on the snow there in Boston Harbor.
I'm at Long Wharf in Boston, where we're
Yeah.
getting a steady number of wind gusts, just really pushing me off balance here. And you could see the snow flying in every direction, really attributing to low visibility. Just down the road here is State Street. We could barely see the street sign from here. One of the things that we're going to be watching for is coastal flooding. And as we look over into the harbor here, you could see ice chunks in the water, but still at a safe level. Something that we'll be watching for, as this area has flooded in storms in the past. Major concern is wind gusts, potential for power outages, and low visibility. And that's why city officials are warning people to stay home and stay off the roads if they can. Reporting in Boston's Long Wharf, I'm Bianca Beltrán.
She looks cold.
Cold, and with the Boston Harbor, the Boston Tea Party would be iced tea.
Iced tea.
Iced tea, Boston Tea Party. You've seen the little chunks of ice frozen up in there. Yeah, brutal.
Wild.
Yeah, so seeing all the reports kind of make us a little more thankful for what we have here, I assume. But that is, I still kind of I could sit and watch that loop probably for an unhealthy amount of time.
Yeah, I'll zoom back in on that just to see it.
Kinda
Now,
low.
that out of the Boston Harbor, you see the boats covered with the snow. So like you said too, I'm like, oh, it's too cold to go boating, which the 80s, such a tease back to this, but
Yep.
at least our boats are not covered in snow.
Correct.
So,
Just gonna kind of gather dust or pollen for the here and now until we get 80s, or at least upper 70s back by sometime at the end of the week. We were going 78, Thursday? So
don't give it away. We're going to go to a break, and then we come
Okay.
back. Let's talk about that local weather,
Let's
because
do
like you
it.
said, there's pollen, there's warming, there's freezing, there's fire. Lots to talk about. So quick break, and we'll be right back. Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
And we're back. And we're not talking about great things off the top.
No, not great
luckily.
things. It's a map that kind of matches your coat a
I was
little
just
bit
thinking about that. Maybe
today.
that's what drew me to this coat this morning, looking at our red flag warnings.
Color coordinated.
You know, I just try to help tell the weather,
Yeah.
tell the story in all different
Multiple
ways.
So red flag warning, meaning fire danger is critically high. We've got extremely low relative humidities, little dew points. And when we get those relative humidities in what would be the 25 to 35% range, couple that with the wind speeds that we've had, just all the ingredients, lack of rain, et cetera, just lends itself to the fire danger being elevated, critical. So looking at our current ones, these are sustained. And we've seen this pretty much all morning with west-northwest 15 to 20, even higher gusts with us through in that 30-mile-an-hour range. So seeing gusts at NAS jacks at 30. And what that does makes any fire that were to spark a little more unpredictable, a little tougher to contain, quicker to spread. So we're just emphasizing, along with the Weather Service putting out that red flag warning, essentially the entire state of Florida right now. So that extends really far south, as Lee's showing us, all the way down to essentially south of Alligator Alley. So we've got the majority of our state, a good deal of Georgia, and parts of southern Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana within this. We're all kind of in the same boat when it comes to extreme drought, when it comes to low relative humidity and the wind speeds. So we got to think about the fire risk, certainly, and it's just not great that it comes at a time where temperatures are going to be freezing Tuesday morning, and people are going to think about ways to keep their homes warm. So whether it's fires, make sure your warming safety is all up to snuff. Meaning, if you are going to burn in your fireplace, everything's right, no cracks, no issues there. You've burned recently, everything is working properly. Space heater safety as well, and then bonfires outdoors. You think fire pit, whatever. It's cold outside. Let's roast some marshmallows, whatever it is. You want to use some of that firewood you got. It's just not smart at the moment. An ember gets loose in some of these big winds, and it may not be necessarily your property you got to concern yourself with. If something like that gets caught and gets blown into a property, several down, or into a reserve area, now you've got issues. And that critical level remains with us through Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, we do have increasing relative humidities with a front that's going to approach and essentially stall out over the weekend. That's why Saturday we might have some improvements when it comes to real-time fire danger. May not be drought-busting rain that we're going to see, but with relative humidities going up and the chance of having some showers lingering around for a couple of days, it could be a little beneficial.
Yeah. And then unfortunately, though, we're already watching Sunday to see that fire danger increase. So it's not like it's going to end it and put this to a stop. The rain that we'll see won't be a drought buster just because our drought is too severe. If you look across the first coast, we get our updated drought monitor on Thursday, but as of right now, same story, most of our area extreme. And then there's an orange, that's severe, a severe drought. So we do have weather impact alerts in effect until Wednesday morning for the fire, but also for the freezing temperature. So this morning, a lot of you woke up and said, oh my goodness, where's my winter coat? I would put it away after almost reaching 90 degrees on Friday.
Right.
Wild. But now that's why we also issued the weather impact alert for these cold temperatures, because it is a shock to the system after that. So no burning, as Lou already mentioned, but also needing to bundle up for these morning commutes. We have a freeze warning in effect again, starting at midnight tonight and going until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, all across the first coast, where temperatures are dropping down into the 20s and 30s, even out to the beaches. A widespread freeze possible here at the end of February.
Yep, absolutely. So I think the question I got a good bit, especially as we had Friday where we hit 89 officially, the brief moment at 90 at the airport just didn't last long enough to kind of get that official number, but still a record high by 3 degrees. So it kind of shattered that record. The question I get, okay, so winter must be over with, right? Not the case. So now what next? After we get through this latest cold snap, are we done? And if you look at climatology, right, and we think, we talk about when do we see our last frosts and freezes, we kind of look at the magical dates of February 15th, which we're obviously beyond, and obviously we're going to get freezes again, so we're past that. And then to about March 7th, and, our old buddy Tim we'd always say St. Patrick's Day.
Right.
So same, if you're thinking about planting, you want to prune those dead, bushes back and give them some room to grow. Maybe wait, at least through this week and perhaps in the next. We got to see, looking long range modeling. You haven't really seen. We were able to pick up on this signal for kind of that dip in the jet, getting this trough digging in, getting some Canadian air, and we were able to pick this up about 10 days, seeing the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see that again? I haven't yet. Doesn't mean it's over, but hopefully, as we look at the 10-day even and beyond, we start to see things a little bit more seasonable. We don't see the big sweeping changes like the 80 and 90 degree days versus a couple days later hitting the 30s. We see a little more steady pattern. And, in the 10-day, we see a few chances of rain as well. Now, it's going to take a lot to catch up. So February, we're more than an inch below where we should be for the month.
Right.
We're coming up on the end of the month. In fact, we're the last week. I mean, we'll be at March 1st, what's Sunday? So, we'd have to do a lot of catching up to even break even for February. So we're looking at another month in a deficit. So if you're thinking about drought busting, we're going to have to do a lot of work for March, April, May, and then into hurricane season as well.
Yeah, this is like, we don't want the tropical storms coming here, but they do bring that rain, a little give and take there. Now, just trying to end this on a happier note since we have about a minute left.
Oh,
what did you do on Saturday when we were in the 80s? Did you have a good weekend day outside?
I had a great weekend day outside. I was took the family. We went. It was my son's 13th birthday.
Was it really?
Yep, son's 13th birthday. He's got a teenager in the house now, so we went to Disney. We did all that.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it was hot.
Yeah.
It was actually hot, but it felt great. And as we're all walking around and like, I kept telling him, oh, Dad, it's hot. Let's take a break. I was like, okay, enjoy the heat though, because we're going to go home and you're going to wake up and go back to school Monday morning. It's going to be cold and you're going to be thinking about that.
And
so
he rides a bike, right? So he's getting the wind chill.
But
and
I took him. So that was
good.
When I always, when we're doing school bus stop forecasts for like days like Tuesday morning, like tomorrow morning, I always kind of try to remind parents, like it might be a day you need to add 10, 15 minutes to your life, because it might be the type of morning where if they are walkers, bikers, you probably want to take them.
Be the nice parent.
Yeah, if you can. Now, I saw plenty of walkers, bikers out there this morning, and that's fine. No shame, because obviously we got lives to lead, and if it's a short ride, that's one thing. But you may want to consider the drop off.
Well, happy birthday to him.
Yeah, it was a great birthday.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us on this Weather Watchers Worldwide. You and Ross will be back at 4:30.
Yep. See you then.